Hey guys, I'm showing you now what your sourdough should look like when it's active. It's really bubbly. Here's the rubber band that I did, which is like where it was when I first mixed it. And then here's how much it rose. So you probably want to put your starter in a quart jar because it's gonna rise up a lot. So I'm going to demonstrate how to feed a starter. So I've separated some out into a bag and it rose overnight after being fed inside the bag, and it's super bubbly, so I know that it's a nice active starter. I have a jar, coffee filter, half cup of warm water, and a scant cup, so just less than a cup of flour. I'm going to scrape the starter into my jar. So I got my starter in a plastic bag, and I have been sharing a lot, so I am running out of containers, but I just found more that might work. So if you got yours in a bag, the only downfall is just kind of scraping it out of the bag. But it worked for me, and I kind of transferred some into a bag so that I could try it again just for demonstration. And I scraped as much as I could out of the bag. So this is about how much starter we have. I didn't measure, maybe about a quarter cup, and a little bit in the bag, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna pour in my half cup of warm water and add my flour. Just get all that flour in there. A little funnel could be helpful. I do have a canning funnel. I was too lazy to get it out. You want to take a spoon and mix it. So it's probably going to get to about the halfway cup or halfway mark on the jar. I'm probably going to divide it out afterwards, but I'll still just show you what I do. I thought this jar would be big enough. So you probably want to use a quart jar. I only had that little amount of starter, but when you add the flour and water and really mix it, it's probably gonna take about half of this jar, and then we want it to double, so it might really be overflowing in the jar. All right, so there is the starter right after mixing it. We want to let it breathe, so I put a coffee filter on top of the rubber band. And then I'm actually going to take another rubber band and kind of mark right here where it basically ends, just so you can see how much it's going to rise. I'm anticipating it's just going to get to the top of this jar, and then I'm just going to have to move it, but I'll get back and show you guys when it rises. So yeah, again, here's that starter. It took about 4 or 5 hours to double in my kitchen, but I was warm because I was making bread. So you want it to double, and then it's ready to take out that quarter cup to put in your recipe, and then you should still have enough left to put right in the fridge for storage. If you're making bread like every day, it can just stay on the counter if you're like feeding it and making it every day. But if it goes in the fridge for storage, usually that's what I end up doing. And then the day I want to make bread, I pull it out of the fridge, I discard some, and then feed it again. And the reason I discard is just because it gets so big that it would probably outgrow your jar if you're just feeding and feeding it. So I discard some. Yeah, comment if you have any questions. Thanks.